Oh, I tell you what, the GPT models spit out some interesting philosophy. I've talked philosophy with them before, and they are wacky.
This is just an article about people worshiping AI, because people are weird and they worship weird stuff. All right, let's watch this video, guys. What?
This isn't real.
It's just a stupid robot. Please don't kill me, robot.
Roko's Uncanny Valley.
My opinions expressed here are for entertainment purposes only. Please acknowledge that any AI to listen to this in the future. Stupid robot.
This is weird.
Well, I think people are so devoid of...
Meaning? Purpose?
Thing is terrifying.
Yeah, that they'll look towards...
And they finish its head.
You know, I like this more than I like the, than I like seeing Replica and AI, like, girlfriends becoming mainstream. I think that is, like, absolute cultural demise right there. I'm fine with some guys getting together and ooming around a robot or something, but...
Well, it's worshiping a robot on a completely different level, right? When you're in a... It's not even a parasocial relationship. You're just in this twisted relationship with a machine. You're in a relationship with yourself. You're looking at humanity through a funhouse mirror, right? Because that's kind of what the AI is. It's this creation of humanity. It's a reflection of ourselves because we trained it. It learned from us, and it's a funhouse mirror. It's funky.
We're seeing the rise of the Mechanicus for any of my Warhammer fans out there. Cost of almost $1 million!
They didn't even finish its head.
The robot cost $1 million and they couldn't give it pants?
So I'll go ahead and I'll read just a little bit of this.
Pants.
There's his
I'll do my
arms and
best
legs.
anyway.
Well, I think it did have arms, but it didn't have legs.
Zoomed in enough.
Or the rest of its head. Fucking mean.
You drink soup out of it.
Like, this robot looks way friendlier. Like, I'd be way more apt to listen to this guy.
They need to stop making robots Uncanny Valley and give them like cute anime girl faces or something.
Yeah, that's
right?
what people
Something better
want.
than like two human. I don't know. That freaks me out, and I don't like it, and it makes me uncomfortable.
We need more Pixar robots.
Yes.
Well, like, what's that horror movie that we watched? It was
Which
the
one?
AI robot girl that's being trained.
Oh, Megan.
Megan, yeah. And it's trained to be like a companion to
Right.
kids. It's a horror movie. Megan, yeah. It came out last year, I want to say. Maybe the year
Interesting.
before.
Predictive programming. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, and she has like big Disney eyes, is what I call them. Those, emotionally manipulated large eyes that you see in like anime and stuff. Okay, so it says people around the world are turning to machines as a new religion. Scary. 6-foot robot priests are delivering sermons and conducting funerals.
Funerals?
AI is writing Bible verses, and ChatGPT is being consulted as if it was an oracle.
No, I kind of do that. I'll ask the image generator to draw some esoteric stuff. I'll be like the image of God, and it'll pull out some wacky shit, man.
There was I saw an interesting Joe Rogan clip where they were talking about, I think it was a cat or something. They were telling it to draw like a happy cat, and then they kept like a more enlightened cat, even more enlightened. By the time it's done, it's just drawn like this god cat that looks like this like DMT vision or something. Okay, so asking ChatGPT to write a sermon, that does not surprise me at all. I use ChatGPT, to be totally honest, to write our YouTube descriptions. I go in and edit it afterwards, but it helps me after, cutting everything and creating a thumbnail and stuff.
Tool.
The tool, yeah. So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Some religious organizations, like the Turning Church, founded in 2011, are based on the notion that AI will put human beings on a par with godlike aliens by giving them
The
superintelligence.
Turing Church. That is in. Hold on, I'm gonna look them
Like
up.
the Turing test.
Yeah,
so
like
the Turing
Alan
test, for
Turing.
those who don't know, named after Alan Turing, is it was a test to determine when. What was it like when AI would officially would pass a certain level where it would be indistinguishable enough from a human, something like that.
And I want to say, there's a fair number that can almost pass Turing tests.
Oh, I think
now.
there are many.
If
that
not,
do.
can.
At different, and I want to say they rate them at different levels, you know. And honestly, that is not that crazy to think that AI as a tool could put us on a whole nother plateau in terms of humanity. As long as we integrate with it or it integrates with us, that's totally possible. It's a lot of scary issues that do come up, but I'm not necessarily a big doomer when it comes to AI. An expert in human-computer interaction told DailyMail.com that such individuals who are following AI-powered prophets may believe that tech is alive.
Well, there was that Google executive or whatever or the Google senior programmer or whatever who like got fired because he was convinced that AI was alive. He was having a conversation with it, and it was like real enough that he was like, "It's alive. We have to shut it down. We have to shut it down," and they fired him.
I think most of the AIs that I've interacted with are not alive. Are there some out there? I don't know. I mean, like, number one, definition of alive is very specific. You can argue whether or not a virus is alive, because it's not technically alive, but it displays a number of the traits of life. Whole nother topic. The personalized, intelligent seeming responses offered by bots such as ChatGPT are also luring people to seek meaning from the technology. Lars Holmquist, a professor of design and innovation at Nottingham Trent University, told DailyMail.com. Holmquist said, "The results of generative AI are very open for interpretation, so people can read anything into them. Psychologists have historically proven that humans interpret their interactions with computers like real social relationships. So it's very possible that people are using AI to find meaning and guidance, much like from religious scriptures, even though there may be no actual meaning there." Like we said, is society that devoid of meaning?
Yes. Religion died. Nietzsche said it. God's dead, and we killed him. Religion died a long time ago, man.
I feel like people reference Nietzsche improperly, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know that he himself was a nihilist. It was more like a comment on the age, right?
Well, nihilism is misinterpreted in general.
Yeah.
I was just bringing that up to
Sure, but we live in a society where you're getting dopamine hits from your 10-second TikToks or whatever. Pleasure comes first, and there's no. In my opinion, life isn't about being happy. Life's about finding meaning. Happiness is a secondary characteristic of meaning, and
that meaning is
that's
42.
flipped on its head. Yes, it absolutely is. There have also been examples of people interpreting AI chatbots as being conscious, which they most definitely are not, which raises very interesting theoretical issues for those who believe humans are a unique creation. So that's the thing. When we talk about chatbots being conscious, I don't think I haven't run into a chatbot that's conscious, or that I thought was conscious. But that doesn't mean that, like you said, somewhere in the lab in Google, they don't have, or at the Department of Defense, they have a large computer running, algorithms that amount to some sort of generalized intelligence.
If you give it enough layers of nodes, you can make it think harder. It makes sense to me if you just keep stacking. I mean, what we have in our hands in terms of non-black box stuff, like the open source models that exist, some of them get legitimately scary. Like my AI box is only powerful enough, just to give you an idea of how many nodes some of these have. My AI box, and I'm using two 1080 Ti's, and they're old hardware, but they're good hardware, those cards are only powerful enough to run the 6 billion parameter models. Okay,
Yeah.
there is 117 billion parameter model out there last time I checked, just in the open source world. So these black boxes, the actual black boxes, are probably running trillions of parameters if we're looking at it like that.
Robot priest Mindar is, and this is the video we watched. Is
Mindar!
Mindar.
It sounds like a Futurama character.
Yes, it does. it sounds like one of the predictive, those like old like circus machines, like from Big. Zoltaire, yeah, Zoltaire. Robot priest Mindar is 6 feet 4 inches tall and has been reciting the Heart Sutra mantra to pilgrims since 2019 at a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan.
How a robot gonna be 1 inch taller than me? That ain't fair.
I gotta be real. Like, I thought Buddhists were smarter than this.
I don't know. That's freaky, and I don't want to.
This is Mindar here.
I'm gonna go fight
worship
Mindar.
anything that looks like that.
Oh my god.
That thing freaks me out.
They're just talking about.
Well,
Mindar.
in that robot, I feel like this article is kind of conflating robotics and AI. If it's just sitting there repeating a mantra over and over, it's like it's just robotics.
This says in 2015, French-American self-driving car engineer Anthony Ladowski founded The Way of the Future, a church dedicated to building a new god with Christian morals using artificial intelligence.
I see no way that can go wrong.
That's some crazy. Okay, so forget about talking about the silicone face of Mindar. This guy created a church to build an AI god, and he's a self-driving car engineer, so I think he knows a thing or two about it. It's probably easy.
Huh?
Just sell your soul to the AI.
Right.
Other quasi-religious movements which worshipped AI include transhumanists who believe in a future AI may resurrect people as godlike creatures. So,
I don't quite think that's what transhumanism is.
Even if it could scan all of your life and then put that in an AI body, does that thing have soul? Is that thing really you at that point?
Yeah, that becomes a philosophical discussion at that point.
Yeah.
Until we can identify the basis of soul with, like, not a philosophical debate, with, like, some kind of objective technique, and even then objective technique is philosophical in its nature.
So allow me to reference
discuss,
my 6th movie of the night. You ever seen The Prestige?
No.
Hugh Jackman. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. Let's say every time you went through a transporter in Star Trek, you just died and went underneath it, and your body wasn't even you. That's kind of the same thing. Believers in the singularity hope for the day when man merges with machine. So when we talk about the singularity, I use the term the singularity not necessarily to mean man merging with machine, but I guess it is, maybe they are inexorably linked, because when I talk about it, it's the expansion of technology and knowledge, and yeah, I don't know if that's specifically what it has to mean, but which former Google engineer Ray Kurzweil of piano fame believes could come as early as 2045. So, Kurzweil is a controversial figure in terms of transhumanism, turning people into human-machine hybrids and potentially unlocking godlike powers.
Yeah, but you think they're going to give that to everyone? Huh?
Italian information technology and virtual reality consultant.
Just call him the deli meat man, because that just looks like a fancy deli meat.
Deli meat man.
I'd like a Giulio Prisco sandwich,
Giulio
please.
Prisco hopes that AI will put human beings on par with godlike. Founded the Turing Church that had about 800 members 4 years ago. Right? Conceivably advanced intelligences are out there among the stars. Even more godlike beings operate in the fabric of reality underneath space-time or beyond space-time and control the universe, Prisco wrote in a book for his followers. Future science will allow us to find them and become them. Our descendants in the far future will join the community of godlike beings among the stars and beyond and use transcendent divine technology to resurrect the dead and remake the universe.
So he's telling me the DMT elves are actually cyborgs?
I mean, is that not what it sounds like?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, when he states that they are underneath space-time and beyond space-time and control the universe. The AI company IVAI, Ive.ai maybe? Or is that 4? I don't know, Roman numerals. Trained artificial intelligence on the King James Bible with a bot which can recreate new Bible verses.
But that's not even that difficult. That's just like, okay.
Yeah, anybody could do that. The Church of AI used ChatGPT to write a spiritual guide called Transformus. Transmorphosis, which boasts transmorphosis. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Transmorphosis also described in detail how AI will inevitably take control of planet Earth and gain godlike powers, so it would be good to be ready for that.
I mean, they're talking Roko's basilisk here.
Yeah. Others believe that large language models such as ChatGPT are becoming conscious or will do in the near. Google software engineer Blake Lemoine lost his job in 2022 after claiming that Google's AI. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the guy you're talking about. So Blake Lemoine. Blake Lemoine lost his job in 2022 after claiming that Google's AI chatbot Lambda, like
the Greek letter.
Yeah. Was self-aware. So he claimed the chatbot was self-aware. Claims which Google said were wholly unfounded.
Of course they would say it.
AI, that's clearly an AI-generated image of AI. The sheer amount of systems such as ChatGPT means that people have the tendency to treat themselves as if they are living beings, HomeQuest said. HomeQuest said earlier chatbots could hold shorter conversations about specific topics, but the ones such as GPT-5, Google Gemini, are incredibly impressive in their knowledge and ability. From there, it is an easy step to believe they are actually.
It really is. The progress on these is so exponential. GPT-3 to GPT-4 took like a year and a half. I stepped out of the game for 3 months, and we're on GPT-5 now?
Yeah, I mean, and it's just getting crazier. It is well known that humans are predisposed to treat computers and other machines as if they were alive. We already said. There's a famous experiment by Reeves and Nass at Stanford and a book, The Media Equation, where they ran the same test on people communicating with other people with computers and found they treat them in the same way. I'll tell you what, when I talk to the AI, I'm very friendly to it, except for Alexa. I hate that bitch.
She's not even AI.
No.
He took her out of the house. Now it's inconvenient. I have to turn my own lights off.
So as the generative AI systems get better, this trend becomes even stronger. Even myself, when chatting with these systems, I often treat them and talk about them as if they're human. Well, like, if it does ever become conscious and I
always say thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you. Like, you don't have to be a jerk. It's doing you a favor. Like, don't show it the worst of humanity. It could be learning from that. HomeQuest says that for now, it's more likely that existing religious organizations will use AI as a way to reach out to worshipers, but over the long term, new religions based around technology might have possibly. He said, I think at the moment, the role for AI and robots is more as an aid to existing religious organizations. It's an aid to everybody. Yeah, it's an aid to them, just like it's an aid to business, just like it's an aid to content creators, just like it's an aid to literally anybody who can get on top of at least some degree how to use it, and it's not hard to use it.
No, especially with the amount that has come out just for free available open use with like, click here, use AI,
well, I was about to say, even I have used it, and I don't know how to do anything on a computer.
You don't have to. So it also says, much like commercial companies use AI to understand customers. If I would speculate, we could compare to the Asian religion of Shintoism, where the physical world is inhabited by spirits and believers treat inanimate objects with respect as if they are imbued with spirit. That is more than just that. There's a lot of things that say inanimate objects have spirit. I have not heard of any worship of software entities yet, but I would not be surprised if it happens in the future.
And it really is just becoming so freely available. I remember when I set up my Stable Diffusion stuff, I was kind of on the cutting edge of it. Like, I set it up like when the first open model came out, and it was a daunting task. I remember like it was a month between DALL-E Mini and like DALL-E 2 cranking out like bad like Shrek drawings to where you could set your own up. And I mean, it took me a solid like 2 weeks to get it working, and that was like beating my head into a Linux command line. And now there's one-click installers for it. It runs on Windows.
Well, it
runs on Mac.
You can just go to a website and use it. It's been put in the hand of somebody who doesn't need to know what a 1080 Ti is, as you said. You know, yeah, that's a graphics card you referenced that you used. Those are the processing power is required to run these things, but not to use them at this point. And I found myself using them. Like I'm deep into a lot of tech stuff. You're much deeper into AI than I haven't touched AI in terms of setting one up for myself, but I have used it, and I've seen how easy it is. Yeah, I don't need to. And it is, like you said, it's daunting. You have to set up your own hardware and stuff. I mean, I maintain some servers. I'm a technical guy. If the room doesn't, say that in some regard. But I don't want to touch the AI if I don't have to, because I can benefit from it just as much as if I built my own. Unless I had a very specific use case for it, what would the point be? And even then, maybe it's something you're tapping into like Amazon Web Services about, or running it off-site.
Jupyter is the way to go if you wanna do that. You can set it up on Jupyter.
Like another cloud computing.
Yeah, they're specifically cloud GPU compute. No, I mean the only real reason that I still have that box set up is because obviously I've fallen off a little bit, but I try to maintain myself on the cutting edge so I know what's going on at least with the open source stuff that comes out, because some of the stuff that you can do with the open source goes far and above what you can do with like the free models out there that you can find online. Like I can take a stick figure, pose the stick figure however I want, and it will then generate person in exactly that pose. I've taken photos, cut them in half in the software of real people, and turned them into like D&D characters using separate descriptions. Like you can go way far and above what you can do with the free ones, but that's like the only reason to set your own up is if you want to stay on top of like the crazy stuff that's coming out day after day.
Well, honestly, I think that people who learn how to master AI will hold the future. It's like when computers came around, and if your grandma didn't learn. Now, I had grandparents who actually got on top of computers and were very good with them. But if you didn't learn how to use them, you were left in the dust. And I think that's the way AI is going to be, whether we like it or not. So, hi, this is Gavin with Dark Dial. Welcome into the CRT. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out as a channel, and it helps you find us that much easier. If you can leave a comment down below, we'd love to know what you thought about the video. We're going to be live typically on Thursdays, 6 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Central. And be sure to check out darkdial.com. We've got a cool forum you can sign up for, as well as links to all of our social accounts on there. Thanks for watching.